What's going on, guys? TKD 1, 2, 3 back over video, and today we're back here with our Sunday review. Every single Sunday here in the channel we review a new album of the week that I listened to the week before the Sunday. That makes sense, yeah? So today we're going over a album that has been long anticipated, long been worked on, long been talked about, of course, by one individual that actually made the album. And this individual has been pretty big over the past few years, pretty, big, just been blowing up. Giving Snapchat a lot of business and stuff like that. And of course we are talking about DJ Khaled here, so without further ado, let's get into the Grateful review. Now, talking to just the overall logistics of the album, it is 23 songs and it tops out at just under an hour and a half long. So it's a pretty substantial album, you would say. It's very big, long as well, so definitely is a lot to take in. And that is to its benefit or detriment, however you want to look at it. Honestly, it's however you really want to look at it. We'll get into the rest of that in just a moment. Now, this album reminds me a lot of last year, right? Of course, when DJ Khaled came out with Major Key, we all know that was a huge hit. It's very good doing album and stuff like that. Did very well in the charts and everything. And it was an album that I remember in the review me saying that this is like the Avengers of the music industry, right? Like this is the industry's biggest, brightest, best artists coming together on one album and doing their thing, right? Like doing whatever they do best, whether it be rapping, singing, whatever it is, whatever they do, they were doing it on Major Key, and they're doing it in a big way, right? And so here, with Grateful, it kind of feels like DJ Khaled was trying to, I guess, bring that back again, like trying to rekindle another Major Key, right? With Grateful, of course. We have the beautiful artwork with Assad, the homie, chilling by the pool and everything. And in here, this album feels a little bit more personal than, of course, Major Key, with Assad being in the whole mix of everything. Obviously, he executive produced the album, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, you definitely get a sense of more kind of personal, right? And, that's with, DJ Khaled talking about Assad on the beat, whatever it is. Like, there is definitely a more kind of personal sense to this album overall. However, that does not make it perfect, that does not make it the best at all. There are clear issues with this album, and the first one I want to address is a huge one right now. For me, if you all don't watch the channel a lot, I have an issue with putting out singles and then putting those singles, whether on the album, not so much because I understand, of course, what they are meant to do, right? But when you have a single that is somewhere that is in a bad spot, right? And a bad spot could be like in the middle of the album, in the middle of a bunch of really good songs that we haven't heard of before, or the intro. And here we have the entire, I think, track 1 to 5, other than the intro, we've heard already. And it, includes Wild Thoughts, it includes the Drake thing, To The Max, it includes Jay-Z and Beyonce track. There was a ton of, songs in the beginning of the album that we already know about, that we already heard. So right there, that really does turn, at least me, right, as someone that is going through the album, turns me off, right? Because it creates what I like to call a speed bump, right? Where it's damn, I just want to, hear new things, want to see new sights, but this speed bump over here is in my way. Stuff that I already know exists, stuff that I already heard before is already there. And of course, it's a matter of just marketing the album. It makes sense. I understand why, having a song from the album released, just before the album, I understand why it's there. I totally understand that. But at the same time, I feel that it's also up to, the artist's kind of responsibility to make sure that those songs do not kind of take away from the rest of the album, unless there's a key point that the song brings to a story of the album, right? Of course, that's a whole different thing. But I would love these tracks kind of somewhere scattered around, maybe, or put in the end. But just the fact that they're all bunched up together in the beginning just really does turn off the overall kind of flow of the album, at least for me. And then okay, so let's say you listen to the album and then you get past those songs, right? The whole rest of the album, I feel, doesn't really live up to itself, doesn't live up to Major Key in a way. This album is just super weird, at least to me personally, right? And you can say it's here, but on paper, right, this is one of the crazy things about this album, right? Because on paper, we got the track list, right? We got tons of Travis Scott, right? We got a lot of Travis Scott songs. We have way more Future, which we're gonna get into later, right? But every single Travis song, yeah, it's good, it's cool, but it doesn't really it doesn't stick with me, right? There are really good ones, right? But for example, I would never forget 4 AM on 2 Chainz's album, right? Like that is such a good Travis verse, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I just feel overall, like I kind of feel like there really isn't that like bang Travis moment. Like there isn't that like super dope Travis Scott song, and maybe that's because there are 5-6 of them, right? Like maybe because there are a ton of Travis Scott on this whole entire project that it kind of does, you know, feel a little bit like you're getting too much saturation at that point, where it feels like, you know, yeah, okay, none of these stand out because they all have Travis Scott, so you know they kind of don't differ, you know, they don't really differ from each other, right? And then we get into, you know, one of the better ones here, Migos, right? Now Migos has some dope tracks on this, man. Like they have Iced Out Arms, got Major Bag Alert, like major bag alert to hit, bro. Even Iced Out My Arms, even that one's also a major hit as well. Like they came in this video and they did not come to mess around. Like they totally killed their features on this. And not to say that Travis Scott didn't, it was just that, you know, Migos' stuff stands out way more than Travis Scott. And of course, me being an avid Travis Scott fan, it's kind of disheartening to see, but you know, let's move on to Future. Now Future, my dog Future, look here, man. Future, you're my dog, man. You're a great artist. I love your work, bro. But you are on here way too much, man. Like I don't know what to do at this point, man. Like you are on here legit like every other track, and it feels like this is almost like a Future album, right? And you know that it's not that it's necessarily bad, it's just that it's just too much, right? And there's a degree to all this, right, where I think I'm kind of coming to right now, right, where it's like I feel that DJ Khaled almost wanted to do too much with this. And I feel like this project it gets so convoluted that, you know, it doesn't have a set, you know, this is what it is, right? And you could argue the same thing with Major Key as well, it being so diverse, right? But this one, I feel that like it's doing a lot of things and they're kind of overlapping, and it just kind of messes up the overall kind of flow of it. So I feel like this whole project didn't really have a lot of flow, you know what I'm saying? And way too much Future. Now, you know, and then there's parts in the album that are very endearing, and what makes it unique and makes it personal, right? And that is the stuff where DJ Khaled's talking about in the intro, and then Thank You Assad, well, I don't know if it's called Thank You Assad or I Love You Assad. It's the track with Chance, Chance Rapper and stuff like that, you know, with that track. I think it's called I Love You, whatever it's called. And then at the end, we have just this little quick clip. It's the last track of the album. It's like 30 seconds long, where it's him just saying thank you Assad for executive producer, you know, just DJ Khaled, you know, loving his son, right? There's no issue with that. But the whole thing with that is that, like, it makes it really does feel a little bit more that's where kind of the personal side I think tumbled. Obviously, because we have DJ Khaled talking about his son, praising his son, thanking his son, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff like that. But it really does bring another element of like, oh yeah, like, you know, DJ Khaled isn't just his DJ, like he's a father, right? And you can see it in his Snapchats, in his Instagrams, and it kind of does, you know, kind of relay more of a personal, I guess, connection, you know, with DJ Khaled that way, because some of you might be fathers out there, some of you might relate to having a kid and being obsessed with that kid, just like DJ Khaled is with the side and stuff like that. But overall, I feel like it's a nice, kind of unique thing to have in the album, so I definitely appreciate that aspect of it, right? But I'd say overall, like, you know, DJ Khaled, right, he said this is the, you know, like, this is the best album he's ever made, right? And this is the best album that he's ever created. This is the best album that he's ever recorded and stuff like that. And he said that multiple times up to release this album. And of course, you know, there is, you know, of course, you know, speculation, whatever. There is also, you know, doubt, you could say, with that. But there just comes a point where, you know, this Grateful is just not that. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? At least for me personally, right? This is my review, okay? Me, just talking from me, right? I definitely much enjoyed Major Key way more than this. I feel like there were more hits. I feel like overall, you know, once we get past the 5, which of course, you know, if we talk about the first 5, you know, that including Wild Thoughts, To The Max, you know what I'm saying? Even like To The Max isn't even that good, yo. And like I'm a Drake fan, right? So To The Max, it's like, you know, not that good, but it's sad to say because we got For Free last year and that was absolutely epic. Like, that was song of the summer last year. Then we get To The Max and it's just like, like, it's alright, I don't know. And then you know, just going outside of the first 5 that we got, right, going into the album, going into the new stuff, it just sounds kind of just you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to just and like, it's not that it's bad, it's just not rememberable. It's something that you can easily forget. You can listen to just like once through and just never, like, even right now, like tell me tell me, like, show me one tweet that someone's talking about Grateful on your feed. I bet you can't, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, to make a testament that, hey man, like, you know, and of course there's issues with, you know, who I follow, who you follow and stuff like that. But just overall, I feel like there's not really a lot of buzz talking about Grateful just because of its way that, you know, the features repeat a lot in terms of, you know, Future and Travis Scott in a way. And then we have all those songs, you know, if we have all those artists on those songs, we tend to get similar sounding songs. So that's also an issue too, where it just feels like, you know, the whole thing just kind of feels somewhat of the same. That's where I feel, you know, Grateful kind of falls. It's just that it just isn't diverse enough, I guess you could say. I guess you could make that argument as well, but there's plenty of stuff to, you know, counteract with that. But just overall, this album, you know what I'm saying, I would say stream it. You know what I'm saying? If you like the stream, I would say download the whole thing if you want to, buy it if you will. But you know, I'm just not gonna really sit here and condone a purchase from you all. You know, say I ain't gonna do that to y'all. But you know, I feel there is some good stuff to hear. There's definitely some good songs to hear from Migos, especially and stuff like that. But overall, I feel like this one kind of just falls short in, you know, in light of Major Key. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my review of Grateful. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, that trend down below. I appreciate all the feedback you guys give me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.